Welcome to iPad Pros, the show all about using your iPad to be productive and get work done. I'm Tim Chen, host of the show.
Hello there, and welcome back to another episode of iPad Pros. Joining us on the podcast once again is Mike Parsley. Mike was on the podcast back in June 5th, 2025, right before WWDC. And I want to have him back on. Mike hosts the Tech Dad YouTube channel, and he's a project manager during the daytime. He teaches in the evening and runs the YouTube channel. So he does a lot of different things. He does all from the iPad. That's his one and only computer. And we dive into kind of how he's been using and enjoying iPadOS 26 and how that's changed his workflows, and a couple things that sadly were not improved that he hopes will be next time around. You can check out his YouTube channel at TechDad650. It'll be linked to in the show notes. If you would like to support this podcast, you can do so over at patreon.com/iPadPros or by subscribing in Apple Podcasts. My great thanks to everyone that supports the show. With that, here's my discussion with Mike. Enjoy. Welcome back to the podcast, Michael.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Tim. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
So you were on not too long ago, before iPadOS 26 was announced, though, and we were mentioning, hey, might be good to chat once this actually gets announced, and we've been using it for a bit, and so I wanted to have you on and see how you've been using the beta and just see how life is on the beta. So I guess first off, just how are you doing?
Doing good. Yes, I've been using this beta a lot and been posting a lot on my Tech Dad YouTube channel. So if you've checked that out, yes, I have several videos on how the iPadOS 26 beta has been coming along. So been using it on the A16 iPad, the iPad Pro, the M4, and then I'm going to start using it on the iPad Mini. I kind of held off on that one. I'm going to see what it's like on the Mini here pretty soon.
That one's a very intriguing one. Having full windowing support in the Mini is a fun thing, I would imagine.
Yeah, I was wondering how useful is that going to be? So I've heard people connecting a keyboard to their Mini and everything and going to town with productivity. So I'm going to give it a whirl and see what it's like.
Yeah, I want external display support for these unsupported iPads. That's not there yet. It's at least you have full windowing that's mirroring your iPad, but oh man, I wish that was just optimized for external displays a bit more on those older iPads.
Yeah, I think it'd be great to have it on the A16 or especially on the Mini. It'd be like just a little tiny portable computer that can almost fit in your pocket. And then when you want, you could just connect it to a display. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be great. So how's it been like for you on the just A16, the baseline?
It's actually really impressive. So one of the disappointing things before iPadOS 26 was what the A16 iPad could not support Stage Manager. And now it can. And like we were just talking about, it doesn't do the secondary display thing, but now you can finally open multiple windows on the A16 iPad. And this is probably the most popular iPad on my channel. People want to know how to do productivity on that one more than anything, more than the Pro, it seems like. So there's clearly a lot of people that have purchased the A16 probably for its affordability, right?
It's I mean the proposition of that device is just wild as far as a cost standpoint. Instead of spending $2,000 on iPad Pro all kitted out, why not spend maybe less than $500 with the keyboard, or probably $500 with the keyboard. I don't know what it's actually nets out to be, but you can get those pretty good price for those things.
You can, yeah. So it's $329 with education discount right now. I usually don't recommend getting the Apple keyboard on my channel because I think it's just overpriced. It's almost as expensive as the iPad itself. The A16.
I mean, for my iPad Pro, I waited a good year and a full year before I got the Magic Keyboard, which was like an open box white one for like half price, because these things, they're wild. Especially and if you look at the baseline iPad, it's like, do you want to double your cost of your iPad by getting a keyboard from Apple?
Yeah, exactly. So I've recommended a few different cheaper keyboards that are really just as good and often offer more features like being backlit, more custom ways to stand up your iPad, like stand it in portrait mode. So yeah, I've got some videos on my channel about that.
Yeah, you can often find good deals on eBay and stuff. But if you're buying just brand new, like most people do, yeah, third party is probably better for that baseline.
Yeah, for sure. That's what my wife always wants. She's not going to pay the Apple price for the keyboard. She just goes on Amazon and gets the less expensive stuff. So
Yeah, Magic Keyboard for iPad, the A16, $249.
I think it's $229 with education. Maybe I saw the other day, but that's ridiculous. That's just too much. And it's a great keyboard.
The cost of the iPad itself is what is it, $349? So
yeah,
it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's just they need to figure out a way to like have cheaper keyboards. Like, I mean, it's good most of the time. They'll work multiple generations, but not always. And it's just too much. Like, yeah.
Yeah, I have some folks on my channel comment and say they just buy the Mac Magic keyboard, the $120 one, I think it is.
Yeah, and just use a stand with their iPad kind of thing.
Yeah. Just use a stand with their iPad and use that. So you still get the Apple keyboard experience, and it's a full size keyboard, and it's a lot cheaper, and it still fits in your backpack. So I thought, man, that's a pretty good solution.
I wish they would sell, especially with the Apple Vision Pro, a keyboard trackpad all in one unit. That would be super nice. Because in a trackpad of some kind or a mouse is, I think, pretty helpful. And I prefer the trackpad with all the gestures the iPad can do, and those gestures are better than doing them on like a Magic Mouse or whatever. Having a full trackpad's nice.
Yeah, the Magic Mouse actually works a little clunky with iPad, but the trackpads work really well. Like you said, the gestures are really important, and they just work better on a trackpad. So yeah, I do like that experience. I do have a gaming mouse, a Logitech, and that seems to be pretty smooth, but it is wired, and I'm wondering if that helps the iPad out a lot, it being wired. So
yeah, maybe, I don't know. So you're wired up when you're at your desk to the dock or whatever, the Thunderbolt dock?
yes, so if I connect to my Apple Studio display, it's got the ports for it. Basically serves as a dock. And so I used to do some gaming on Shadow PC if you use that app. So I would play World of Warcraft on my iPad Pro.
Yeah.
And I would always connect my gaming mouse, and then you could, hotkey all the different buttons on the gaming mouse. It all worked great.
Yeah.
And it was super smooth. So loved it.
Now, how much have you gone in and kind of tested your thresholds as to what's a good experience on the A16 as far as how many windows you can be opening and all of that?
Oh, as many as I could open. And so I'm kind of a minimalist, and I hate clutter, and I hate having a bazillion tabs open, and I hate having a bazillion windows open.
Yeah.
But you can, I don't know, I had probably over 20 just to test it.
Yeah.
And it was still working fine. I didn't try expose view with that many open, but you can have like 8, 10, 12 open, and then swipe up with 3 fingers for expose.
Yeah, I think some will probably fall asleep in the background, but it seems like you could just, work as you need to, and it'll manage it pretty nicely between all that.
Yeah, so that's a good question. I'm going to have to try to open a bazillion windows and see what happens, right? I mean, that's what everybody wants to know. I don't know why you'd want to have like 30 windows open on an A16 iPad screen, but I think you can do it.
Yeah, I think screen size above anything else is like the greatest limitation. Like, do you find yourself when you're working on the bigger iPad just naturally using more windows because of the screen real estate?
I do, and then when I connect to a secondary display, I tend to have more windows open on both displays, on the iPad display and then the Apple Studio. So yeah, obviously the more space you have anywhere, you tend to fill it up. I just got a new apartment, and I fill every space up, and so that's what we do with space, right?
Totally.
If we got it, we use it.
You get a storage unit that fills up too, and
Exactly.
Yeah. I think it's probably I think it's an American thing. The storage units, is that as common? I wonder in Europe and other countries.
I don't know. I think we hold on to our stuff here. Yeah, that's an American thing to hold on to stuff. So
very much so. I don't think you could have a show like Hoarders if you were in Europe as much.
Exactly. Probably doesn't go too well in Europe for hoarding. So
Yeah, but same. Windows, same thing. Like the more space you have, if you get a 6K display, one of those 32 inchers, I'm sure you could fill even more. And I talked on a previous episode about those people with the ultra wide monitors and how nicely that would actually work with this new system on iPadOS. Like, you can imagine just having just a big command center in front of you.
yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool. So I'm supposed to be getting a 40-inch display, and so
interesting.
Yeah,
A
the studio.
curved one, or
No, it's going to be flat.
Okay.
But so the studio display is only 27 inches, so I'm anxious to see what 40 inches looks like.
what's
with
the aspect ratio of that one?
It's supposed to be 5K, so
Okay.
whatever that is across.
Yeah.
For
about 40
a
inches.
40-inch
Okay.
display.
Nice, yeah.
So should be good. Should be a 120 hertz refresh rate. Although the iPad does not support that, so
it
can
does
only
not.
put it. Yeah, it can only put out 60 hertz refresh rate to its secondary display, even if that display can do more. So
does the Mac support 120 hertz? I'm trying to remember.
The Pro does.
The Pro
I'm
does,
pretty darn sure the Pro does. I don't know about the Air, but I know the MacBook Pro
Okay,
does.
because I know like doing ProMotion on externals has been like a white whale of Mac users, and I wasn't sure if that was even possible quite yet for them.
Yes, I think it does support that for its secondary display. So
it sounds like perhaps this monitor is also going to be used for gaming, with it being a faster refresh rate and all that stuff. Is that?
Yeah, I want to try it. So I'm doing my Xbox Cloud gaming. I haven't got to jump on. I've been busy taking vacations and moving and all that stuff. So I haven't got to jump on cloud gaming lately. But I want to give it a shot. And I'm looking forward to like making a video about games you didn't know you could play on iPad. So there's lots of good cloud gaming on iPad. There's one. There's the NVIDIA cloud gaming service that I want to try. I think there's some good ones on there that Xbox doesn't offer.
Yeah,
like
NVIDIA,
Diablo
I
4,
hear,
for
is a
example.
great service. Like, for what you get access to this nice high-end PC, and I believe if you, like, you can access, like, games you've purchased on, like, Steam and other platforms, other stores, in some weird hookup, which is interesting. I'm not a PC gamer. I'm, like, Nintendo and PlayStation. But if you're into that ecosystem, it seems like a no-brainer service to be a part of.
Yeah, I'll have to take a look at that. I don't have a huge Steam library, but my sons do, and so I'm sure they would take advantage and help me pilot and test out the NVIDIA cloud gaming. So
for sure. Yeah, I remember the first cloud gaming experience I did was with Google Stadia when Cyberpunk came out initially, and it was a mess on like consoles. I did that, and I played probably 6 hours there. And then eventually I just got a full refund. So I got to like just because it shut down the service, and just full refund.
Oh, wow.
Eventually got it. I have it on Switch 2 and PlayStation 5. I need to get the DLC to enable cross save to the Switch, because evidently you can't cross save unless you have the DLC on both platforms, which is a fun thing. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, cloud gaming has come a long way since then, and like it's gonna be interesting to see how that just shapes over the next decade or so, to see where that actually ends up.
Yeah, I can't believe how far it's come, and it doesn't really matter what device you're on anymore. I mean, you can be on iPad, you can be on a Samsung TV, you can be on a PlayStation, whatever, and you can access just about any kind of gaming you want to.
Yeah, PlayStation's own cloud streaming has come a long way. Like I can bring the Portal on like a road trip and do a Wi-Fi hotspot, and I'm streaming my PlayStation 5 directly to the Portal, or they have their own stream from PlayStation servers now with some of their games as well, which is cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, but as far as iPadOS 26, one thing I noticed when we connected to this call is last time we had all sorts of fun issues with the AirPods and trying to allow you to hear what I'm saying, because iPadOS 25, as I'll call it now, I guess.
Yeah.
iPadOS, what is it, 17? Yeah, 17?
It was 18.
18, okay. There was no audio selector, so you were trying to use your good microphone and then also use AirPods, and that doesn't work so well on the old OS, but you can now, which is cool.
Yeah. So it's one of the new features that you can actually select your microphone inputs now, and so Yeah, I've got my Yeti microphone connected here, and I've got my AirPods in. And so you can if you go up to the top right corner and you click on like the little battery icon in the Wi-Fi, that area, when you're running FaceTime or Microsoft Teams or Zoom, it works in all of them that I've tested so far. Yeah, you can go down and select your input. So, oh my gosh, so simple yet so important for us to be able to do to function in this world.
Yes.
So I'm so happy they added that.
And also the output, of course, too, right? Or is it just input? Is there an output selector too? Okay.
I have only been able to find
because the Yeti, the one part that would probably be weird, I guess, is the Yeti has an output as well. So sometimes, like if you select that, it might like override the output. But I guess it has a way of doing that too, I'd imagine.
Well, so I've got some wired headphones here plugged into my Yeti, and I tested this yesterday, and it has blaring feedback for whatever reason. So when I plugged in my wired headphones, the audio was great for the person on the other call, but I was hearing myself in these headphones.
Oh, which you would, because I guess with the Yeti, what it's doing is it's giving you a live of the mic, so you can hear live what's happening in the mic, and then what's probably happening too is iPadOS is giving you its version of iPadOS would not. I wouldn't think would give you yourself back again, but you would basically be hearing yourself through the mic, and then that might cause whatever discomfort hearing that.
Yes, that's exactly it. So I sounded loud and clear to myself, which was real annoying. But for whatever reason, when I put the AirPods in, then the audio out goes here, and and the microphone works. So we're in business. I'm happy. It was better than the last experience.
I'm curious if you plugged the earbuds into the Yeti and you had AirPods in as well, if it's giving you dual output.
I don't know. I could check. Do you want me to try it?
Yeah, let's do a live test. Hopefully this
All right, so I'm going to pull out my AirPods.
Yeah. Or you could even leave
and I'm putting it. Oh yeah.
You could even leave one AirPod in.
Sounds like I'm on stage.
Yeah. I'm curious if you left one AirPod in, if you could hear.
If I have dual, let's see.
Yeah, does it work out of both? So are you hearing it in the AirPods and the headphones?
No. So once the AirPods turn on, it kills this feed.
That's good to know.
So the AirPods
the AirPod just like it's smart about like if there's AirPods, it'll just take over.
Yes,
that's cool.
So much better. But yes, like an experiment, big experiment all the time.
That's
with
interesting.
iPadOS.
Yeah, for sure. That's super neat. And I'm doing the recording through the old school way on the Mac because I still trust the local capture thing quite 100% in the beta here. One thing I noticed with local capture is it doesn't warn you as far as storage space at all. So if you're recording video with the local capture, it'll just chew through all your space. And if you don't have enough space, it'll just not save because you don't have enough space.
Oh, wow. On the Mac?
On the iPad.
Oh, okay.
So the new local capture system, I think they should figure that out as far as like warning you as to how much space is going to be required for whatever recording you're about to do, because there's no system for that yet, which is a bummer.
Okay. Yeah, so I upgraded to the terabyte of internal storage.
Yeah.
Because I kept running out of space. It was super annoying. The 256 was just not enough, and I kept having to delete my Final Cut Pro projects, and so I just was like, I gotta upgrade. I need more space.
Yeah, I'm at a terabyte as well because I want the nano texture, and also I previously got a terabyte, so that means it's really hard to downgrade. And I've got 77 gigs free, so
wow, yeah,
I am close. And what am I actually using my space on? iPad storage. Let me see what my terabytes mean. So Lightroom's got 100 gigabytes, as does LumaFusion. I could probably clear a bunch of that out pretty easily. And HBO Max somehow has 200 gigabytes of downloaded, probably expired videos at this point. But I should probably clear out the HBO Max.
Yeah,
that's
too much Game of Thrones on there, huh?
Yeah. Well, I watched through The Sopranos recently, so maybe it was that. I don't know, but I gotta clear some of that out for sure.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah. And then I'm really enjoying the new mouse. I didn't think I wasn't sure how I'd feel about the circle, but I'm kind of enjoying the more precision there.
Oh, the cursor? Oh,
Yeah.
so much better. And you can increase the size of it. I don't think you could increase this. I can't remember if you could increase the size of the circle before, but I could never tell what I was clicking on,
I
especially
thought
when
you
you're
could.
in the
So
browser.
you can change the size. Is that accessibility, or where do you actually do that?
It is an accessibility, yes. And then there's pointer control. And so you can increase the size. You can kind of increase the contrast so that the pointer looks darker. Um, you can turn off the feature where it like animates when you click something. You know, it like shrinks a little when you click something. But the pointer is great because in the browser on a computer, you're trying to sometimes click tiny little dots like in Smartsheets so you can pull down on some cells and copy. I mean, that was really that was hard to do with that little circle. And now we've got the pointer and it's way more precise. I mean, I just can't believe how something that a detail like that can really help with productivity.
For sure. And I think I just noticed something new in the settings app with Beta 4. Beta 4 just came out as we were recording. I open the settings app, and if I tap on search, like the search within there gives me like suggestions and stuff. I think that's new. I don't remember that being there.
I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like search was in the settings before at the top left, you mean?
Yeah, search was there, but when I click on it, it's like giving me like some suggestions.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it says general software update. Yeah. Yeah. So they might have improved that a little bit. So liquid glass looks good too when you're pulling on those menus there.
And then when I opened up accessibility, this also showed up. This new thing with iPadOS 26, which I don't think was here before. Teach iPad to recognize your name. Type the name that you want iPad to recognize. You can also record how you or someone else says it. When you're done, iPad will notify you when someone says your name. I kind of love this. So if you're like working with headphones on, noise cancellation on, and you're kind of zoning out the world, your iPad can now, like, if someone yells out, "Hey, Tim," it'll like notify you, "Hey, someone's trying to get your attention right now," even though you're in the zone.
Wow, that is very interesting.
Pretty cool, actually.
Now, I don't see that on the A16, and I'm wondering because the A16 does not support Apple Intelligence. So I'm wondering if you have to have one of the higher end models for that functionality to work, because I did not get that when you go to accessibility. Yeah.
So where you would find it alerted me in the beta that this is available. But if you go into sound recognition, is that what it's called? Sound, where is it? I was just on that. Let me search for it.
Hearing devices.
Sound recognition. Yeah, it's called sound recognition. Sound and name recognition is what's called here. Probably. I'm just trying to find where it's actually. It pulls it up through search, but I'm not seeing where it is in the actual UI here. But it's there. Yeah, I'm not sure. Is sound recognition all coming up in search for you in the A16 iPad?
Sound and name recognition, yes, you can turn on. Yeah.
So name recognition is a part of there? Yeah.
Yes, it's there. Yeah.
So that is new, as far as I can tell. In I think this beta, maybe it was there in earlier betas, but that's pretty neat, I think.
That is pretty cool. And for somebody who may be hard of hearing or something like that, I could see how that would be really useful.
Yeah.
So, yeah, pretty neat.
Yeah. Especially like office environments.
For you.
Yeah, if you're in an office environment, you're just trying to be zoned out and stuff. Like, yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I wonder if you can do multiple names. Like, if you have different people yell at you, different things.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm wondering if that's more for folks that are hard of hearing. And then it can almost be your ears for you. So if someone says your name and you might be
it looks like
or deaf.
you can add multiple names. It looks like so you can add, yeah. So that's kind of interesting.
Lots of names. Yeah, it is.
So yeah, You can add one for like dad or whatever. If you're working around your kids and stuff.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, you might go by multiple different things.
Yeah,
So.
so that's nifty. Yeah. How are you finding just general window management? We've now have like a minimize button that actually seems to like behave. I don't know. It seems to behave differently. Like we're actually minimizing things, and expose
We
is
are.
more of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so the new windowing features that's my favorite thing about iPadOS 26 is the windowing is just so much better. So you can resize your windows so much easier, and it works great with touch and the cursor
Mm-hmm.
if you have a trackpad connected. Um, I do love the little Mac stoplight. So you do have it confused people at first because they thought the red button and the yellow button did the same thing. It just closes the window, but it really doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So when you minimize an instance of an app, it's actually minimized and you can pull it back up again. It's in your recently used apps. But if you hit the red button, you actually close the instance of that app so that it's closed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you swiped up from the old days on it and
Mm-hmm.
closed it that way. And then, of course, you got full screen. Now, one of the biggest gripes that people have on my channel, I've got a ton of comments on this, is they
Mm-hmm.
got rid of slide over,
Yeah.
and people are real grouchy about that.
Yeah,
So,
I wonder about this. I wonder if they'll reintroduce it in any way in 20, the next OS, 20 whatever,
27, yeah.
yeah, 27. The the split view stuff seems to be there, just a different way you access it. Like, so if you tap and hold on like the stoplights, anywhere in the stoplights, it's not a certain button, but if you're like hovering over them, if you tap and hold, you can do different split views, and you can even do quarter panels as well. But you can do third or half split views, and that'll just resize them. And then if you can also throw windows to either side. So if you like throw it to the left or right side, it'll turn a split view to that side of the screen, which is nice.
Yes, I do like that. I like flicking a window, and so
Yeah.
it can go side to side, and then you've got the little slider like you did before in the middle of the screen, and so you can resize your apps that way. So I don't know. I thought it was pretty good, and then so I did a video where I showed that the side by side, and then you can open a third app, and it looks very similar to slide over,
But it
and
is
now you can.
different. Like I understand why slide over was missed, because the real use case is you're in full screen mode and you just want to like slide over your social media app or whatever to just scroll a timeline. And now it's just like this whole process of like opening a bigger window and whatnot. But
Yeah, it's a couple
yeah,
more clicks, and then, but once you get it sized appropriately, and then you can minimize it back and forth. But yeah, I
yeah.
tried to
Once you
explain
get
that on a
sized
video, and
right,
people were like, "Nope, nope, it's got to be slide over. It's not the same."
yeah,
So,
yeah. I understand the simplicity of not having it. I wonder if they'll add an option. Like the thing I'd want is in full screen mode, add an option to enable slide over. But yeah, I don't know if they'll ever do that because it's a little
yeah,
bit more confusing to have that
yeah,
as
I
an
don't know.
option.
I don't know what they'll do. So it seems like tough to please everybody. So
I
we'll
do
see.
love having the option in a control center to just turn on and off windowing at will. So if I like hand an iPad to like my 2-year-old, I can turn that off. So it's not. It's just it's less likely she'll get in the trouble with like gestures and all that stuff. And then when
Oh,
I
so
want to,
you
yeah.
okay? So you can add that in Control Center. You said.
Yeah, in Control Center, there's an option to turn on and off windowing.
Okay, yeah, there used to be that
It's
for
like the stage.
Stage
It's like
Manager.
it is the stage manager icon, basically, is what it is. And
Okay, I've got to find that.
and then separately from that, you can turn on and off stage manager in the settings app, I believe.
Yes, you can do it in settings under multitasking gestures, I think.
Yes, and then
But I couldn't
and
find
then
the darn button. Oh, there's multitasking. Okay, there we go.
yeah, and then in Control Center, it'll just toggle between full screen and either windowed or stage manager, whatever one you had selected prior, which is really cool.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so they do turn. That's nice. I did not know it was available in Control Center anymore because I couldn't find it. Couldn't find the button. So
Yeah.
glad you mentioned that.
And then the iPad beat the Mac to resizable settings app. The Mac still can't do it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the iPad now has a fully resizable settings app, which is cool.
Okay. I haven't worked on a Mac in so long. They're supposed to be coming out with an affordable Mac, I hear, either late this year or early 26. And I'll have the same colors as the A16 iPad, is what I'm hearing anyway. That's the rumors.
We'll see.
And so I think I'm curious if that's going to come out and what its capabilities will be. I hear it's going to be like a foam processor, like the A18
that's the rumor.
Pro.
So we'll see what happens with that. That'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But have you found yourself using Stage Manager more? Like, are you happy with just doing windowed apps, or do you also like having stages as a part of it?
I quit using Stage Manager. I never really liked it. It was okay because it offered some windowing, but it did group your apps together.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really worked like that.
Okay.
I never worked like that on a Mac either, so I just like to have my independent windows.
Yeah, because prior, I also, not a fan, but once they removed the limitations of stages being 4 apps, it's like, oh, this actually works for me now because I can have like 6 or 7 windows in this single stage, and then this other stage can have a different 6 or 7. So I can have these different, like, almost like Mac spaces in a way, where you have different kind of setups. So I've been using spaces more now with the restrictions lifted, which has been nice.
I have not thought about that. Yeah, so you could probably have a stage that has like 6 Safari windows in it.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a new way to use it. I'll have to try that. I have not
and you could have like
played around with it.
Communication stage where you have like, iMessage and your social media apps and something like stuff like that. So
okay, very cool.
Yeah, definitely worth
I didn't think about
that because it definitely changed my relationship to Stage Manager. It's like, oh, without the restrictions, this is just like a way to, because the iPad doesn't have much screen real estate, right? So this is a way to like kind of like extend that a bit to having these different workspaces. Yeah.
True. Yeah, you got to make use with what you've got there. So, okay, I'll give that a shot. I've learned something new today. A couple things actually.
Yeah, the other thing I think I mentioned this on the podcast, but maybe not. It's not working right now. Did they change? They might have changed this in the new beta. That's possible. Oh, I hope they didn't ruin this. They might have. So prior there was a way. So prior, yeah. Oh my gosh, I think they removed it. So prior in beta 3, if you had some windows open and then you tapped behind it to like the desktop on the iPad, it would pull up the desktop where you pick another app to add to that space or that multi-windowed session. And now that's just gone, it would appear. So that's a bummer.
Really?
That's a major bummer because that was such a fluid way to work for me where it's like, oh, let me add another app to what I'm working on here, but now it seems to be gone.
Yeah, I have to swipe up from the bottom.
Yeah, prior you could, That's
bummer.
That's lame. That was so nice. Just when I thought they were getting better with everything. The beta process, you learn to love certain things and they just take it away from you.
Yeah, it could be a bug too. I mean, maybe something's causing a kink in that, and then once they keep working on it, once you get to the final version, it might work again. So you never know.
Yeah, no, it's the whole fun summer process of like you discover cool things and it's like, oh, this isn't working anymore. Hopefully that wasn't a bug.
Right.
Yeah. The Files app. Prior in our last discussion, you're a fan of it, and they've improved it a fair bit. Any thoughts on the new Files app?
Yep, they brought more Mac-like features to it. So now you can throw a folder onto your dock on the far right, which I really like. I put the downloads folder down there.
Yeah.
And any other folder that I feel. So I've at least put a couple down there. It looks good, feels good. It like accordions out, right? When
and you can actually scroll the accordion if it's too tall. On the Mac, you actually can't do that. On the Mac,
really.
Yeah, on the Mac, so I've got the downloads folder there. And at the very top, it just like keeps going. It basically goes off the screen where you can't access the stuff at the top. It'll just say like for more in Finder or whatever. But on the iPad, you can actually scroll it, and that's really nice.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they're going to add that to the new Mac OS.
It was not in the betas when I talked to someone that was running it, which is interesting that the Mac is more, or the iPad's more advanced in that way.
That's weird. Yeah. So I do like that though. I mean, it's just quick and easy access to your files. I like that when you tag a folder now, it actually color codes, and so that helps me. I don't really like this new liquid glass clear apps thing.
Okay.
Like I can't tell anything apart when they're clear. They're all I need the color to make them stand out.
You mean with the app icons?
Yes, with the app icons, you can make them clear, and that's cool and everything, but then I can't tell them apart.
Yeah, it seems to be definitely a mode you'd want to go into for certain occasions. Like, let me go in my distraction-free mode. But yeah, it's harder to tell things apart that way.
It is. So, but with this new filing system, you can add color to your folders so they're not all blue anymore, and that helps me. It's like, okay, now they stand out more. My business stuff stands out from my personal stuff.
Yeah.
From my teaching stuff as well. I color code that. So it's just really nice to be able to tag your stuff. And then you can add little symbols as well. And so then you can differentiate even more for your folders and put like little, they have so many icons to offer and emojis. You can put emojis on there. So I do love that. I think that helps files out a lot.
Have you gone in and added some symbols to different folders?
Yeah, like I added a pencil to my business folder, and I added like a globe to my social studies folder.
Nice, yeah.
So yeah, you can find lots of things that relate to the subject matter and what you're looking for. And it just helps it just to stick out a little bit more. So
yeah.
And then of course they got the new preview app, which goes along with all your PDFs. It's been a little clunky and pretty buggy so far, but it's a brand new app, and obviously it's in beta, so I'm going to give them time. But I'm using it right now at work. I mean, you can just click one simple button so you can autofill. It will automatically turn in if a PDF doesn't have fields to click in, it will just make it so that it does have fields, and I love that. You can throw in a signature really quick, automatically like you can on Mac, or you can just grab your Apple Pencil and just sign the document. So I think it's got a lot of potential. Preview is going to be pretty nice to have.
Nice, yeah. With spreadsheets, you do a fair bit of that. Has the new pointer been a benefit there with it being a little bit more precise?
Absolutely. So in the browser, like I was saying, with Smartsheet, which is very similar to like Google Sheets, right? So there's a tiny little dot in the bottom right corner of a cell, and you have to be able to pull it down to copy data or string data like that. Yes, you can actually click on it. So
yeah, because that's not a native app, which would be probably a little bit better with that stuff, perhaps. But just in Safari, it's like, you can actually be more precise with that stuff too.
You can, and it works great on Microsoft Excel currently. I'm waiting for the third-party app developers to get a hold of the menu bar, which is another new feature. There's just for the third-party apps, there's not a whole lot going on in there. They need to flesh that out. So
yeah, because they had access to it before through like you hold Command key down and it gives you options, but a lot of developers, you can tell, didn't really care about that too much. Some apps did. Like Fairite is a pretty good one with the good menu bar and stuff, but now that it's like visually there and organized the way it is on the Mac, it's like, people will actually need to clean that stuff up a bit.
Yes. So I hope to see a further fleshing out of the menu bar for lots of apps. So they're looking pretty good for the Apple apps, of course, and functioning pretty well. But yeah, I want to see them in Microsoft because that's what I got to use for work all the time. So
yeah, no, makes sense. What else a part of this? Interestingly, so they added the background task ability, and it's funny that it's great that they added this, right? Where you could like have Final Cut export in the background, but it's also it's somewhat unnecessary if you're not using Stage Manager because you can just put the window in put it in the background as you're using other windows in front of it.
I haven't been able to get it to work with Final Cut.
Well, it hasn't been updated yet.
Yes, the app needs updated because
Yep.
it still cancels the
Yeah, but the point
processing
is, like, if you're using multiple windows in the same whatever stage, it should be up and
you
running
think it'll
still.
still work? Like you think
Yeah,
it'll?
I think if you open a full screen app separate from that, it would kill it. But if you're just working with like 8 windows, and it's one of those windows, I think it would keep running. Is my impression.
Okay.
I might
Have
be
you
wrong.
gotten any apps to work in the background? Because I haven't been able to
Safari is the
successfully
only
test.
one you'll have success with that. Doing a large download that will run in the background and have the little live activity thing go.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try that because so far I haven't had an app
But
that I
yeah,
use that runs in the
but you
background
may
like
not
that.
notice that unless you download something large, which you may not do that often. Like, yeah.
Well, at work we've got some stuff in drive folders that might be large, and
Okay.
so
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
might have to
So
give
that's a
give
way to
that a
test it.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
for sure. Yeah, I'm curious what other apps will take advantage of that. I mean, of course, the video exporting apps and stuff like that. But I don't do a bunch of stuff that just takes a long time. The video export of this podcast is probably the biggest thing. But
I use it obviously when I'm making videos, and so
yeah,
it's super annoying. Like I usually do my thumbnail last, and I immediately want to start working on the thumbnail. I'm like, darn it, I'm exporting. I can't go to another app right now. So it's aggravating. It locks up
yeah,
my iPad for 7 to 10 minutes while it does its thing, and I have to
yeah.
just walk away and do something else. So
Is Final Cut, is that a full screen only app?
no, you can you can resize it. It's just if you do that and you pull up another app, it's done.
Yeah.
It will cancel. It will absolutely cancel. It doesn't window really well either, I notice.
So if you pull up another app while Final Cut's open in the background, you're saying it'll cancel?
It'll cancel the processing of your video. Yeah, the exporting.
Really?
Yeah, I can't get it
Even
to.
like you're in the same stage, it cancels?
It does. Now,
Huh.
there's a place in settings, and it's you can actually check off background apps and have them work in the background. I'll have to look at where that is.
Yeah, but
But
this is a new API that enables this ability, I believe. So
okay. Well,
yeah.
Final Cut Pro is not listed, so clearly the app needs updated. And honestly, downloading iPadOS 26 broke Final Cut Pro for me in a lot of ways. Like the Apple Pencil Pro, I can't write on video anymore. I can't connect an external hard drive anymore and put video in. It
Ooh.
completely broke that. You can do like one video at a time, and it's really slow. But I used to be able to just stick in my thumb
Yeah.
drive and grab like 20 videos and put them in a project. Nope, that's all busted right now. So
You can access that hard drive through the Files app still.
correct, yeah. So you can see it on the left side.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really slow, clunky, and I can't grab a bunch of videos to import into my project. So
Did you
that's
have any
super
other?
annoying.
Yeah, you have any other iPads that aren't on the beta yet?
Well,
The Mini, right?
no. Yeah, the Mini is on 18 right now, but I
Yeah.
really don't want to edit on that one.
No, I would imagine not. Yeah.
I held off on updating my iPad Pro for a few weeks, but then I finally was just like, it seems stable enough. Let's go for it. And
It
so,
pretty much is. But yeah, it sounds like Final Cut's a problem child.
yeah, hopefully they push out an update. It's an Apple app, so I expected it to work just fine, but nope,
Nope.
not right now.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, I've said before, but I love how touch friendly this whole system is. Even the menu bar is touch friendly, which is something that wasn't available with the old menu bar where you had to hold down the command key to even see what was in the menu bar.
Yeah, yeah. So I was watching interviews with the Apple reps, right? Um, and they all said that it's still a touch first environment. That's the priority when they design anything, is that it should be a good touch experience first. And that makes a lot of sense because obviously a lot of people don't connect the keyboard to their iPad. A lot of them are just using it in their lap and using it in bed without a keyboard. And so you want to be able to, you want all the functionality to work just by touch. And it does. I mean, it actually works really well. It's not cumbersome, smooth. Yeah, I like it. But I also like that it works equally well and you have some advantages with a keyboard and trackpad. So it really is a good 2-in-1, and I'm going to put a video out about that. I just think it beats the Microsoft Surface
Mm-hmm.
because it's just the best tablet on the market, and then it does computer stuff well enough, well enough for me and my work needs.
That's great. Yeah. Sorry, I was a little distracted because the thing that wasn't working 2 seconds ago that I was really angry about is working again.
It's working again. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm able to hit. So basically, I'm able to hit. Oh, you know what it is? Before, before it could do it with touch, I thought it seems to only work with the trackpad or a mouse.
Oh, the cursor does
The
it.
cursor. So if you use the cursor, you have a bunch of windows open,
right.
and you click behind on the desktop, then you can add another app to your space there just by
Yeah, you're
browsing.
right.
But
Mhm.
I thought it used to work with my finger as well. I might be mistaken there, and that's probably a choice because they. I'm guessing they're like, oh, people to accidentally tap versus purposely clicking with their trackpad is my guess.
Yeah, you actually have to click. Yeah.
But I liked being able to tap before. But I guess logically that actually makes sense because people would accidentally probably tap behind a window. Maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's still pretty buggy. I would just wait to see what the final version looks like in
Yeah,
September.
but
I'm still running into
yeah,
a lot of crashes and just weird functionality. So
for sure. Yeah. And yeah, I hope we get more Windows size classes. I want smaller windows, especially. But this is probably what we're stuck with for now.
oh yeah, the windows can get pretty tiny, but yeah.
Well, anything else about 26 we haven't covered that you've been enjoying over the past couple months here? Or month, I guess.
Well, I think that about covers it. Yeah, we talked about liquid glass. I do like the new refreshed look. They hadn't done that in years and years. I remember when they changed it back in like 2012 or something like that, or 13. And it was just such a clean look, and that was just long overdue. So now things flow better and look cleaner. So I do like it's a little, obviously it's still a little buggy, but overall I really do like the liquid glass. And when I look at my iPad mini, it just looks old and stale now. I don't like the 18 look anymore. So, but yeah, I think that pretty much covered it. You know, the windowing, the filing system, the menu bar, all great things. Choosing your microphone inputs, that's huge. The preview app. Oh, and the journaling app is something that I mentioned on my channel as well. I'm so glad they brought that to iPad. That was obviously on the iPhone, and now you can sync all your journal entries. So it's so much, makes a lot more sense. I don't know why they put journal on the iPhone first, where there's no keyboard. Why
iPad
not do something?
should be the primary journal, I would think. Like,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
So makes sense that they brought it there. So
Now with the teaching you do, how are you finding the windowing for that? Like, is it's supportive of what you're doing there? Is there a time where you wish you just had the simplistic?
um, so the windowing I don't use as much when I teach. It's a lot of full screen stuff, and then I take advantage of the Apple Pencil a whole lot more when I teach. So like Notability is full screen, and it's my whiteboard. So I don't notice a whole lot of multitasking going on when I'm in the classroom. So far, it's great for project management. It's great when I'm connected to another display and I'm trying to do all kinds of productivity. I'm trying to have Teams up while I'm sharing my screen and showing a spreadsheet or going through a PowerPoint. It's all super useful for that. But yeah, with teaching so far, I'm still full screen, which is why I bought the iPad Pro in the first place. I wanted the tablet experience for teaching.
Now, last time we chatted, I believe Teams, you mentioned having a weird bug. Was it external monitor related? What am I thinking of?
Well, you can't share your secondary display, and that's still the case.
That's
I was
still
hoping
the case. Okay.
Yeah, I was hoping they'd fix that with iPadOS 26. I got chewed up by my viewers though. They didn't like it that I was griping about these fixes that weren't fixed. I was hoping they would get fixed, but unfortunately, that was one of them that did not get fixed. So I was grumpy. I was grumpy about that.
Yeah, was there anything else that you were hoping that would get smoothed out and fixed that did not?
Now that you say that, yes, there was something. I can't, but off the top, I think it's the swipe to go back. That nonsense.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was fixed in the browser where I hate it when I'm in Smartsheet or Google Sheets and I swipe to go to the left on the spreadsheet, but the browser has this feature built in where when you swipe left, it goes back to the previous menu and messes everything up.
And if you swipe up, it refreshes the whole page.
Yes, it refreshed. That's not fixed. None of that is fixed. So
yeah, I wish there was a setting to make it more deliberate, where it's like you start swiping, gives you some kind of visual. Keep swiping if you really want to do this kind of thing.
Something like that. Anything to fix that. So, yeah, those are my two big beefs that are a little frustrating, but they're not deal breakers. Like I can live with that. It's still I can still get my job done. So.
For sure. Well, cool, Mike. I really appreciate your time tonight. And where can folks find your awesome YouTube channel?
Yeah, so it's TechDad650, and so if you just look that up, and I think I'm about if you search TechDad at all, I seem to come up at the top 2, I think. So easy to find if you Google me.
Cool. Well, really appreciate your time, and yeah, we'll have to catch up a couple months, or probably a couple more months than what we last left it. But always curious what you're up to over there.
Yep, sounds good. Thanks, Tim. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Well, that's my discussion with Mike all about iPadOS 26. Once again, check out his YouTube channel at TechDad650, and you can support this podcast over at patreon.com/iPadPros or by subscribing in Apple Podcasts. Mike, great thanks to everyone that supports the show. With that, I'll talk with everyone again real soon.